That gonna work?
Hmm.
That gonna work?
There we go. It seems like it's playing on the stream now, from my phone at least. Yeah.
Working?
Yep. Yep, it's working.
And then it's not.
So yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I am Boo Phillips. I play Coog, the polar bear kid. And my fun fact for today is I just gave my puppies a bath. My wolves, I call them my puppies. And they are soft puppies. And it's nice.
Nice.
Our little furry
That's good.
puddle is the best.
Yeah. Sweet. My name is Benjamin Amundsen, and I will be playing Braylor the Wall, the Oath of the Shield Goliath Paladin. And my fun fact for today is he has all the verbal components of all of his spells written on the inside of his shield, so that if he ever forgets it, he'll have it handy, because he always has his shield with him. So.
Hey. Well, my name's Alex Jordan. I play Teagle, the Rock Gnome Artificer, electrician style. And his fun fact for the day today is that he is allergic to raisins. And if you remember from before, he loves craisins, so it makes fruit salads very confusing for him.
Rip. Yep. Yep, Braylor's your friend now. He's everyone's friend.
Something that always makes me laugh every time I hear it. Every time you say Teagle's an electrician style, I'm an electrician. So it makes me laugh every single time.
Hey, you're welcome.
There you go. That's good. Frigid Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah. Frigid Whoa. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Dang it.
what's going on?
Great.
They can hear the rest of us, just not him. The rest of us, just not him.
Oh, great. The most important. For... Oh, great. I could hear you on my phone when I was playing it. I don't know why. I could hear you on my phone when I was. Let me see. Yeah, it went away. It seems like.
Oh.
Hello. Hey.
Hey, man. Is everything good?
Yeah, it's all good. The very important, not a party business I was attending to ended earlier than I thought it would. So,
Nice.
I love how you had to specify at the beginning, not a party.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely wasn't just like a family get together I was at. It was like important business that I couldn't miss. Totally.
Yeah. Not the Christmas tree guy.
We'll get this eventually. Yes, why don't you fail us like this? Yes.
Interesting. Well, we can't do one of these streams without some sort of audio issue. Yeah, tradition at this point, for sure.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Interesting. Oh yeah.
Hey, guy.
Hmm. Yep. Let's see. Here, I'll turn my microphone off and see if I can hear you.
I mean, we tried turning your volume all the way up.
Yeah, why did you try putting the volume all the way up for the microphone?
Yes, I am all the
Software
way
knows
up.
it.
It says that I'm being read here, but now it's broken the whole Discord.
Yay.
Oh, goodness.
All right, I can hear you on my Twitch. I don't know what is going on, but
And it's moving again, so that's good. I think we are good. Maybe?
Oh, wise Bahana, tell us how we are doing in chat.
yeah.
I thought he
Oh,
said
I gotta
Bahana.
turn off our Twitch because it's gonna be shooting echo like crazy.
I
There
thought
we
he said
go.
Yeah.
Bahana. That was funny.
Okay. I think we're good. We'll see if anyone says anything else because my Twitch is reading it, yours is. So, Michael, you actually joined in right after we started, so I've barely gone through the intro. If you want to give your characters sneaky little secret.
Oh,
Hey, it worked.
yeah,
fact.
I have one of
Yay.
those. I thought of that in advance. as I always do because I'm so good at this. Hi, I'm playing 12 Thorns, the clueless catboy warlock. My fact for this session is that my microphone just died.
Yes,
Okay.
I realized that.
Oh, man.
Don't sound that bad. That's coming through.
Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, the light just turned off on my mic, so I thought it died. Okay, well, I'll use that to inspire my fact. 12 Thorns, he, for a while, he believed that he was deaf because he didn't really understand what noises were. He just thought that everyone else was everyone else seemed to be getting way more out of conversations than he was because he just can't read emotions very well. And so he thought that he was missing a sense, but it turns out he's just completely clueless at reading other people.
Nice. That's good. That's so good.
Hey.
Man, I want him to think of my fun facts. So good.
Okay. Where were we? In the back. You guys made it to Halil. Got attacked by Altia. Dodged Altia. Tied her up. Halil was ready to talk. The rest of the people made it over. Portia and Serena jumped on Old Croaker's back, made it across. 12 Thorns stayed behind. When Serena and Portia made it over, Halil got a little bit antsy because there were so many people there. Tricked Serena into wanting to open her chest, which she had previously trapped. While you guys were discussing it, don't open the chest, open the chest, it could be trapped. I don't think it's trapped. She ran over and kicked it open, and a cloud of blue...
No, I did not kick it open.
Not you, Halil. Halil ran over and kicked it open, and a cloud of blue mist, which were small spores of frigid woe, entered the cavern and filled it up,
Frigid woe.
causing everyone to make a constitution saving throw and try to get out of the cavern before contracting the vile illness that has been inflicting everyone. Halil took the opportunity to run. She ran past everyone aptly. She got struck a couple times by some people, but somehow managed to get past 5 people, which was pretty impressive. Made on the back of Old Croaker, got hit by a massive amount of damage from Cloud of Daggers, and then a blow from a rapier from our cat friend 12 Thorns, before finally being stopped by a lone bandit further back in the cave that some of the players had met on their way in. As he was about to finish her off and kill her, Serena, the guest player, ran up, knocked the sword out of his hand, and tackled him off, while Portia, I believe, ran up and put her foot on Halil's back, keeping her on the ground. They were able to talk to her, managed to question her, got all the information they needed, knew they had to travel to Eiselcross in search of a cure for frigid woe, which is afflicting everyone, and decided, Braylor decided with the kind heart he has to let the Goliath woman go. So he left her in the cave as he was leaving, threw a knife down, which Portia then retrieved and threw further away, untrustworthy of the Goliath, which then 12 Thorns threw into the small pond, and left the cave last of all the party with the final words to the bandit, "Leave no survivors." And everyone had left the cave, leaving Halil and Altia to the fate of the unknown bandit
What was his name?
that they had not met. You guys never got it, so you guys don't know it, and you may never will.
Wow.
We can go in again, can't we?
That sounds like that.
Technically.
I shall call him Bingo.
What?
Yes, Bingo the Bandit.
Oh, bingo. Close, yes. Close, but no cigar. Anyway, we have started now with our players at level 4, heading back towards Palebank Village. Having recently just gotten out of Croaker's Cave, you guys are headed back towards Palebank Village to do your own thing. It takes about an hour or so. Nothing really happens on the way there, so unless anyone wants to do anything special prior to reaching Palebank Village,
I
you
thought-
travel there without a problem.
Wait, can I go back into the cave?
No,
you really
but
want
remind me,
Yeah.
did we figure out what like the actual disease is from, other than just where we can cure it?
Yes.
As what it originates from.
You
I don't
did?
remember that.
It
You
came
did
from
figure that out,
one
too.
island, Eiselcross.
Yeah. It's sourced from Eiselcross.
It
And,
is.
yeah. So,
Someone there has the thing.
Read through like the inhalation of that blue stuff.
Yes. You guys found out. I will let you know.
I has a brother. She has a brother.
Since we're starting, yeah, she does. You figured that out, yeah, well, somehow. That she has a brother. But
yeah.
anyway,
So,
you did find out. Just so you all know in the future, I'm gonna stop telling you guys things you don't write down. But
Yeah.
she let you
I need to
know
write stuff down
that
more.
she got the sickness from the vials that Ergon had that she stole. Those blue vials that you guys still don't have any of, that she had stolen from Ergon. They were a little bit cracked and allowed some of the frigid woe spores to get out to anyone who came in contact with them.
Do we know where any of those
crap.
vials are?
You don't, not right now.
I can't use you as a bank of knowledge. That are things I already know.
we didn't
You
get
aren't supposed
like, infected by anything ourselves, right?
to. Huh?
We didn't get infected by anything ourselves, right?
Who knows? Some of you were in a cloud of spores at some point.
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you all rolled pretty decently on your Constitution saves, so
Yeah.
you can
Who's to say, for
believe
sure.
as you want if you have it or not.
Are we
You
gonna
won't
die?
know for another few days, at least.
Right. On the way back, Braylor's just gonna be silent, not really talking to anyone unless they talk to him. So,
Okay. Also, Portia, you can technically go back into the cave if you really wanted to, but you just walked out of the cave. So, that's up to you.
I'm gonna
Um,
ask my comrades here, friends.
Comrades.
Should we go back into that cave and figure out what's going on? Like, we don't know who the bandit is, if he was trying to protect Hillel or really.
in my experience, he is probably just the man searching for power and money. We have no use of talking to him.
How do you know that? Okay.
That's it.
I think Braylor was the only one who actually talked to him
Yeah, you're right.
the
Mhm.
2 campaigns ago, so 2 sessions ago.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna head back to the.
Palebank it is. Okay. So travel back. Nothing happens. Yeah.
While we're
Yeah.
traveling, can I
Going back.
start? Can I attune the magic sword that I found on Hillel last time?
Oh yeah. The long rest you guys took while leveling up, you can definitely get that attuned to you.
What is the?
It doesn't require attunement actually. So
Ooh.
no. It's just a +1 short sword.
That's right.
Ooh,
Why?
fancy.
Can I tune the coin?
You can.
Yep, I did.
Yeah,
What happened?
that'd be a good
Nothing
idea.
happens at the moment, but it is attuned to you.
Great idea.
You have the coin, and it
Attune.
is attuned.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we at the village now?
Yeah, you guys can make it back to the village with no problem. As you are walking into the village, though, the first thing you all see is a man you've seen before. At the end of Ergon's funeral.
The one that we super insulted on accident.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of the people watching have actually seen this because I accidentally did not record it. But in the first session, you did meet a family. You spoke to Irvin, who is the man you see now. Afterwards, Braylor had found out that him and his family were all sick. Irvin is now standing at the front entrance to Palebank Village, and as he sees you, he begins approaching.
How fast?
Not super fast, actually. If you're paying attention to it,
Does he
it
look
kind of
sick?
looks. He doesn't look very sick, but the way he's walking looks really. It looks like he's walking with purpose, but also fairly sullen, sad towards this.
That
So
is
his
horrible,
family's
Wyatt.
frozen.
He's gonna tell us his family's dead, I'm sure. I don't want to
Yeah,
deal with that, so I'm gonna just avoid eye contact and just keep walking.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm
Brayler
gonna,
will approach him as he gets closer, for sure.
I'll observe him approaching Braylor, but I'm gonna like just pass like nothing, and then I'll just like kind of look back.
Okay. Yeah. As you get closer, you're probably within about 10 feet. He does lock onto Braylor specifically, and does start heading towards you. As he's getting closer, he collapses to the ground, and you can hear him crying.
Gosh.
As he, between weeping sobs, he says, "Please, I know you tried to help us before. My daughter, she's rapidly progressing. It's not affecting the rest of us as it is her. The blue veins are they're crawling towards her neck already, and the rest of us aren't showing a sign. There's nothing else I can do.
We
I
must
need
get
your
her
help."
to heat.
Light her
Where
on
is she
fire.
now?
She's back at our home. I don't know what to
She
do.
must be as warm as possible. It seems to stay the infection.
Okay.
For a little while. We're not sure exactly how long, but it does seem to work for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
We are
think-
close to finding a cure.
I think the really important thing right now is to get to the place where we can find a cure.
Did you
I'm
walk?
gonna
Yes.
whisper this to 12 Thorns because
Oh.
I feel like he's the only one that.
Because you walked past.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
At the sound, when you say a cure, he does lighten up a bit. He starts standing up, looking at you. You know of a cure? You can help her? Can you save my daughter?
We are going to the place where we can find it.
When?
We are leaving now.
Okay.
There is no time to delay. Keep her in as warm a place as possible.
Okay, I'll make sure that the
Do
fire.
any of us actually know where Eiselcross is?
Portia would know of it. She knows that it's across the sea, heading north, further north than you already are.
Oh, sorry. Can I go find a map at my uncle's house? Is he safe?
You can definitely go and look. So as they're all walking past, yeah, the last thing he kind of says is just that he's definitely going to make sure the fire's got plenty of wood and that she's always wrapped up. And he'll start heading back after
Yes.
you guys talk about a cure. He just starts leaving. And then you see behind him another man that you've seen
gosh.
a lot of, actually, Braylor.
The mayor.
Yes, Elro. Elro is
man.
approaching you as well. Within like 20 to 15 feet of you guys, he starts talking to you already. He's like, I'm not sure where you guys have gone, but I'm really hoping you found something out. Is there anything?
We know the cure will be found in Eiselcross.
Eiselcross, you say? Okay. Do you know anything else about the sickness, why it spreads, where it come from, what it does in the end, how long it takes?
There are blue files that let out, it's been described as spores. Do not crack these open. If there are any blue files, keep them under lock and key.
Blue vials.
That is all we know, I think.
Okay. And when he's about to say something else, he's interrupted. At the mention of blue vials, Irvin has turned around. And he looks back at you guys. Blue vials? Small, very vibrant blue vials?
Yes.
I have those in my house.
That
Right
is
now.
the source of the sickness.
I knew I shouldn't have done dealings with Halil. And
Oh boy.
I'll make sure to bring those to you right away then. And he turns and starts running back towards his house.
Wrap them in cloth.
Will do, he yells out. I'll make sure no one touches them. And he's headed back towards his house. And Elro continues. He's like, okay, at least we know where a blue vial is. I'm not sure if there's any more, but at least we can take care of that one. If you need to go to Eiselcross, I should be able to manage to find a way to get you there. It might take a day. If you want to stay here, stay in we have a wonderful inn you can stay at. Stay the night and I can find a boat to ferry you across, I'm sure.
We must leave as soon as possible.
Okay, I will do what I can. But I can't promise anything at the moment. I'll have to make arrangements.
Should we go talk to my pirate friend?
Yeah, I think that I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we should head that way
For
first.
sure.
Okay. Is that where you guys are going now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll follow the group.
Okay. As you guys walk away, Elro would grab you, Braylor, and try to take you to the side.
All right. I'll be led. Brayler has no qualms against this guy, so.
Okay. So yeah, he takes you off to the side and basically just asks to talk to you for a second. Says, yeah. Yes?
Question is, am I still on Braylor's back, or
Oh,
am I
right.
just following behind him?
That's up to you, I think.
I'll let this be a private conversation. I probably have popped off
Okay.
by now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so he'd take you to the side and say, I understand that you're trying to help us as much as you can, and I apologize for the way I've been treating you in the past. I've just been very worried about my city, and the more this has spread, the more I've seen them falling into chaos, and I couldn't take it. And I do apologize, and I understand that you are trying to help us. If there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know, and
I
and
will
I'll do
take
it.
100 coins.
He took Braylor aside for this conversation.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will do that.
There is no apology required. You did all that you could to protect the people around you, and that is what I strive for every day. So, thank you for the apology, but it was not needed. We might need supplies for the travel to Eiselcross. I don't know, or Eiselcross. I don't know how long the journey will be, but I'm sure we could use the supplies.
Yes, you will definitely need supplies. It's generally a 9 to 10 day trip to
Holy
Eiselcross.
moly!
It's not a trip for the life.
And also- If there is an armorer in town that can fit a Goliath,
yes,
I would take anything. I don't know.
yes, of course. And an apology is in order. I understand. You are a very kind man. I treated you wrong, and I'll apologize for it. Also, here, take this, and he pulls out a pouch from his little coat pocket. You can hear it. It's definitely got money in it. You can use this to purchase supplies, and there is some extra in there for all the help you've been to us.
Why is he
So far.
trusting Braylor when I've lived in the freaking city this whole time? Like, I think that's a little bit rude. He's never given me anything.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
if yeah,
Alright. Bailey will take the money, but he doesn't seem like he's very reluctant to take it. And then he'll just say, I have been treated worse in my life. there is no apology needed, and then he'll turn around and walk away.
Okay. Yeah, he won't stop you. Won't say anything. When you take it back, you can, if you look into it to count it, it's about 250 gold.
Yeah. Yeah, Braylor will give it away to whoever he thinks will use it, or to go get supplies. He's not going to keep it for himself. But
Darn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wyatt.
Yeah.
This is not fair. Can I try to sneakily hear the conversation from afar? So I know.
If you
I
really
think that's a
wanna-
little unnecessary, but
You might as well let me.
I mean, if you would have asked at the start of the conversation, I don't want to retroactively let you hear everything. You know everything, and it wasn't super big. So, Braylor might tell you, he might not. I would assume.
oh yeah, Braylor will say everything.
The way he does.
There's no need to keep anything secret.
Yeah.
I think he'll give Portia all the gold and be like, we need supplies for our trip. This gold was given to us. You know the town more than I do. If you could acquire supplies, that would be good.
Portia is going to look at how much money there is and then go like this. And then close it up and be like, I will do my best to be very responsible with this so we can have all the materials we need.
It's good. I trust you with that then.
Oh, jeez.
But
feel like I'm bad
honestly,
man.
I don't have a lot
Yeah.
of
Are we
money.
still in a group? Did I hear that? Because
I mean, I think the rest of you are walking together, so
I just need a crossbow. That's all I need. So it's not about the money. It's just what the money can get me. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Is there any chance I could do an insight check on Portia?
yes, yes, you
Just
can.
to,
So roll a.
I got a nat 20 on my insight check, so
You want to do
he doesn't
insight?
trust me.
Here's my phone. Actually, if you want.
I'm pretty trustworthy.
Let me pull up here.
Okay.
yeah, I got a nat 20, so that was good.
that was good.
Do deception.
Why would I want to do deception? I didn't roll that.
Okay, if you want, you can roll it if you want to. Sorry. If anyone has D&D Beyond open, you'd have just
Yeah.
seen what she rolled.
No,
I rolled.
didn't
I'm sorry,
touch
I rolled it. That was my fault. I touched it, so she's gonna roll again.
Nice.
That's exactly what I rolled. Okay,
Sweet.
so yeah, you have to. If you were lying about anything,
No, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth.
you will be responsible.
I will be responsible.
Okay.
I just need a crossbow. I
Well, yeah,
don't hold
it's-
a lot of money. I never have. I don't really care for it.
She's
Yeah,
definitely-
it's funds for everything, so Braylor sees no problem with that.
Okay.
Getting a crossbow.
Yeah, so, I mean, are you guys still heading down? Are all of you headed down to the docks still, or was someone to split off to shop?
Oh yeah. Do you think we'll have time? How much time do we have? A day till we know we can get away there from Elro.
Yeah, Elro said tomorrow morning he should be able to let you know.
I think it's important
Nice.
to go see the pirate guy all together because I'm curious of what he says.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to go with him, but then I do want to get a crossbow, or maybe he has one there that I can buy from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys head down towards the docks then, all of you. It's a very short walk, 15 minutes-ish, just from the entrance to the city down to the docks, which is at the far side of the city. Probably 30 minutes, actually. It's not a big town, but it's a big enough town. And yeah, the boat's still there. There's still guards at the little on-ramp that probably has a name that I don't know of because I know nothing about sailing. So
I think it's Gangplank. maybe?
Gangplank. On the gangplank
I don't
there
know
are
if that's.
guards.
I don't know if that's true.
Captain is not seeing anything. It is now. That's now canon for us.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Gangplank.
And one
No
of my
captain
favorite
in sight.
podcasts,
Yeah.
they just call all nautical things their own term. So the big sail is the big windy boy, and that's in the entire world. So
Nice.
whatever. Oh, there we go.
So So yeah, no one, no captain in sight, just the guards at the front and the boat. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I mean, I'll probably walk up to the first guard because I seem to anger but know these people.
Yeah. So they see you approaching, and they see all of you, and they don't waste a second. They just yell up to the captain, "Captain, that gnome's back."
Yeah.
And you hear the door open, see the feather bobbing across the deck of the ship, and the captain shows up at the top of the ramp. "I assume you've gotten some word for me on this, then."
Yes, we do, my friend. Hello.
But
Come on in.
what price? Just kidding.
Perhaps
You know where Eiselcross is?
I do. Let's go to my quarters. Perhaps we can make it there this time. And he looks at Portia when he says that. And then he turns around and starts heading back towards his quarters. And the guards will let you guys all pass without
I
a
will
problem.
shyly put my head down.
Braylor will actually stand outside the door by the guards,
Okay.
just to be outside. I don't think he very wants to be cramped in a little cabin.
Yeah.
But and he also wants to stand guard. That's his thing. So
Okay. So Braylor's outside. Who's going in with
I'm
Teagle?
going in.
I'll go in reverently.
Teagle, Portia, reverently,
I don't want anyone.
and Coog and 12 Thorns are staying out then?
No, I'm going in because that's where the hat is. I
Okay.
still want that guy's hat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I kind of look around like, are my wolves okay to come with?
Sorry, I missed that.
You're good. I look around and I'm like looking down at my dogs. Like, are my wolves
Oh.
okay to come
The
in?
wolves. Sure. Bring them aboard.
All right, cool. So we're coming in.
As long as they're tame. They
Yeah, we're
won't attack
good.
my crew, will they?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, and he'll open his door and walk on in, leave the door open for anyone who wants to follow. So you all walk in. It's a very, very ornate captain's quarters. There are heads of beasts hung on the wall, sea monsters, tentacles from krakens,
Whoa.
and then some strange furred heads that most of you may not have seen. Portia, you would recognize them as yetis. Adventurers have come back from Eiselcross with them a lot. He has a couple of yetis mounted to his wall, and then everything is gilded in golds and silvers. Very, very extravagant man. He goes and sits down behind his little desk, puts his feet up on it, leans back. "So, you have some information about this sickness for me, do you?"
Yeah.
I think at this point, Teagle's probably wandering around to like all the super like intricate things and like looking at them, kind of super fascinated. And then as soon as this guy talks to him, he kind of jolts a little bit because he's like in his own little world. He's like, "Oh, yeah," and then he walks over. He's like, "We figured out where it comes from, where we might find the cure, and we
I
figured
assume
out
Eiselcross.
that it comes in blue vials."
Blue vials. Okay. And are these blue vials the only way to get the sickness, or is it passable between other humanoids?
Yeah. I would say that's possible.
As far as we're aware, I don't believe it passes through humanoids. I believe it just passes through the spores of this blue vial.
That's good to know. I've not seen any blue vials like the one that you've mentioned, so
Can I see these lines?
feel my crew and I are safe. Yeah. Roll an insight check.
Oh, shit.
And
Tell
I
me what that says.
natural 1.
Ooh.
He's definitely telling the truth.
I have +1, so it's 2
Um,
actually. Who's that?
I assume that this all comes from Eiselcross, as there would be no other reason for you to mention it or even know of it, I don't believe. So, how can I help you with that? I assume you're looking for some
We-
services.
We need to get there.
Hmm.
Would you guys be willing to take us?
He thinks for a second. I do have need to travel to Eiselcross already, so I can ferry you. The only thing is, you do not need to pay anything up front, but all people that I have ferried to Eiselcross in my days always tend to bring me something, some kind of ancient artifact from Eiselcross that they found in their adventures. So if you promise to bring me something of that ilk, I will gladly ferry you across these waters. Plus, my 3 Yetis are getting lonely.
I think Teagle's gonna stretch out his hand and say deal.
Okay. Yeah, he'll take it. Is there anything else you needed?
A crossbow.
He looks up at you.
Why does everyone
Are
hate
you
me?
sure you don't want to trade that hat? I have an enchanted sword here if you'd be interested in trading.
I have no interest in that. I have plenty of enchanted objects on my boat. As for a crossbow, my crew likes gold. Many of them have crossbows. If you'd like to speak to some of them, you might be able to find someone willing to let go of their crossbow for some amount of gold. I myself, I don't have anything for you, sorry.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Would you like a drink? And he's pulling out some really ornate bottles from his desk.
I don't trust
Underneath
this
it.
guy, to be honest. I kind of give this look to whoever's in the room with me. To
Teagle and 12 Thorns
Yeah,
and Coog and the Wolves.
all of them.
Okay. He's just pouring out some kind of cherry-colored liquid into his glass that he has in front of him. Doesn't say anything else. Just waiting for a response.
I think Teagle's going to go up and grab a glass after he pours it, and then he's going to ask him if there's anything specific about Eiselcross that we should be aware of before we arrive there.
It's very dangerous. If the monsters there aren't enough to kill you, the cold will. In preparations, make sure that you have plenty of warm furs. I'm sure, and he looks at you, Coog, you should be fine.
I have a wolf outfit.
No offense, but you seem to have the same coat as these 3 monsters hanging on my wall. So I'm sure.
No,
you'll be
you
fine.
see, Bestfire is a lot more coarse than mine, but that was good. You were really close.
Okay. But make sure that you dress warm and are prepared to fight many abhorrent monsters. They come out of nowhere, and most are quite deadly.
Sounds fun.
I think after hearing that, Teagle's going to take a swig of that.
See, is it good?
I don't know, is it?
I don't.
Yeah, it's a really smooth drink. Not alcohol, as you could think. It feels kind of soothing in a way as you drink it. It's nothing that you would have expected him to be pouring out from a pirate captain, and he kind of just looks at you, smiles and winks, doesn't say anything, and drinks his glass.
Coog laughs hardcore because that's hilarious. I guess I would know that it's not alcoholic, but still, that's funny.
Yeah, like, can I Arcana check it or something to see if there's
Yeah,
anything weird
definitely.
about this?
There's something wrong with this stuff.
I got a 24.
Yeah. I after drinking it, you could tell there's something magical about it. It's nothing malevolent. You've had plenty of experience with magic. You can tell right about it. It shouldn't be anything that's going to do anything bad to you, but it's definitely got some kind of magical property to it.
I think he's gonna look at he's gonna like be so encapsulated in this drink that he kind of just looks at 12 Thorns and like smiles and then takes another drink.
He's
I'm gonna hold out the hand to the captain and may I have some as well?
yeah, he was already pouring out a glass for you.
Gonna chug it as fast as I can.
Yeah, same thing. Just a really soothing feeling. No burn like you would have expected a pirate captain to be drinking some kind of strong liquor, but it's just a really soothing, comforting feeling that you get from it. And it's kind of just like, it's almost like all of the stresses of the world are just going away. You just feel a lot better about the world after drinking it.
If anyone were to be making a perception check at this moment, they would hear 12 Thorns purring.
Okay. Yeah, and if no one else was interested in it, he would just be putting the top back on and putting it back under his desk, standing up to start walking around the room, maybe grab some papers, but doesn't seem to be kicking you out, just isn't really paying attention to you anymore.
Has there been anything happening outside with Braylor and the guards?
No.
Or,
they might just be, if you're standing next to them, they probably look at you every once in a while, just like sideways glances, but they wouldn't say anything because they've seen you before. Cool. You've been there with Teagle, and so they're just like, okay, this Goliath's here.
Sweet. Yeah. Yep. He's just gonna stand, not trying to be menacing, but he's menacing in stature. So
you would actually see at this point, Elro is down there. If you're looking around, he's talking to a lot of merchant ships captains. He goes from one captain, goes to another captain. You can see him talking, not saying, you can't tell what he's saying, but he's definitely talking to people. So he's just running around. So you would notice that as you're looking around the docks.
Braylor, if he gets close, Braylor would flag him down and talk to him. But if he's far away, then he'd just stay on the ship.
No, yeah, he'd start getting closer. There are some merchants who are on the same dock on the other side, so he would have walked down that dock after a little bit.
Yeah. So Braylor will stride down the gangplank onto the docks and like wave at him. And it seems that one of my companions has found us a ship to sail us to Eiselcross.
Oh, all the better. And then he looks at the ship and he's like, okay. With the pirates. I mean, they're great business for us. I don't trust them myself, but if you have spoken to them and they seem trustworthy, then it's all the better. If you can get, I've not had much luck with the merchants. They're all saying they can't leave until tomorrow. So if you can leave earlier, all the better.
Sweet. More specifically, Teagle seems to have a connection with the captain. So it will be good for sure. He's going to ask if there are any armories in this place that would be able to outfit him.
Yeah, he's let you know there is one. They're a small town, not too many people need armor, but there is one where he gets armor for his glass knives every once in a while. Back up in the main town, in the square, a little bit down one of the offshoots from the square. There's a metalsmith.
Braylor's gonna go back up to like the guards outside, and then he's like, when my friends come out, tell them I went to the armor shop, and then he'll leave and go over there.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah, so
okay. So it won't take you too long to get there. You'll probably be getting there about as same time you guys finish up that short conversation with, well, actually you're probably halfway there. when you guys finish up the conversation, and you guys can head back out if you want to. I mean, like I said, he's not kicking you out, but
I'm gonna head out
Okay.
and first see if where Braylor is. If I don't see him, I'm gonna try to find a pirate and ask who has a crossbow.
okay. Yeah, when you walk out of the captain's quarters and you're looking around, one of the crew members just says, he went to blacksmith up in the city. Your Goliath friend,
Okay.
if that's who you're looking for.
Yeah. You have the armory, he said?
Yeah, there's a metalsmith in town. He said he's going up there. Didn't say much about it, but
Maybe
That's
I
where
should
he's gonna
go
be.
there to find a crossbow instead. I'm gonna head that way too.
okay. You probably know where it is. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've gone there, but you've probably seen it.
Yeah. But I also want. I'm just gonna kind of yell back and be like, "Hey, I'm at the armory with Braylor," and then I'm gonna walk that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys all hear Portia yell that back in, and she heads off.
Yep, I head
I
off.
think Tigo at this point is probably going to just start looking around this room to kind of see what he can find, anything specific that he would be most interested in, being an artificer, anything that would kind
Yeah.
of strike his fancy.
Make an investigation check.
Whew. Oh boy. I got an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Mhm.
You start walking around the room, looking specifically for some objects that you might be interested in as a artificer and a tinkerer. But you keep getting drawn back to the patterns on the walls that you first started looking at, and kind of get lost in them a little bit. You see some bigger items, strange metalwork. They've got all sorts of cogs and moving parts, but with what there is, most of it's damaged and doesn't look like it would be able to be repaired easily.
Fuck! No! Well, there it goes.
Yeah. All right.
The captain, seeing you walking around the room, taking interest in it, would say something like, "These are some of the items that we find in Eiselcross when we go there. The Aeorians were master crafters. They made all sorts of wonderful gadgets. These are just some of the few that I've found. Most of them I leave there. Don't want to take them back. They're quite heavy."
I think Tigo will kind of usher to it and say, like, do you mind? Like, as in him going in messing around with it a little bit.
Be my guest. He just smiles and then starts looking like he's looking over some papers, going through some legends and stuff, but you can kind of catch him looking back up at you like he's definitely interested in what you're going to be doing with it, but he's trying to hide it. Not very well, though.
Okay, I think Tigo will just start working on this machine then. While everyone else is doing some other stuff, he's probably going to start disassembling and kind of, what is it called? Reverse engineering.
Okay.
This machine.
Yeah. Roll dexterity with your, I guess, intelligence. Roll intelligence. Obviously, that's what it should be.
That is 21.
Okay. Yeah, so you start tinkering on that, and it's going to take a bit for you to figure out how it works and what's going on with it, what it was before it got here. Coog and 12 Thorns, are you just hanging out in the boat, or what do you want to do?
Well, Thorns is going to head back into town and see if he can find a bigger coat to buy.
Okay. So yeah, you can head back anyone you ask can definitely point you into some shops. It's a really cold town, so they definitely have winter clothes, so it's not too hard to find one. And Coog.
I'm like, can't really find anything to do on the boat, and it doesn't really interest me. The only thing that interested him was the cabin's quarters and all the cool stuff he had, all the trophies. Because Coog likes to go fishing. He's a bear.
Yeah.
He loves fish. He loves sea. He loves anything that came from the water because it's delicious.
Yeah.
So he knows he's not gonna like get anything out of the captain. So he's just he'll probably follow 12 Thorns.
Okay. So yeah, you guys head back into town, the two of you, if you guys are going together. No, not too hard to find a place to sell clothes. It's a little bit more difficult with you, Coog, but the villagers are starting to get used to the fact that there's a big bear walking around their town. So some of them like jump, but then they're like, "Oh, wait a second, I know that person."
Oh yeah, that guy.
So
We're
fine.
good.
Like,
This bear's wearing clothes.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
good.
Like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
He's not gonna eat me. And they can point in the direction.
The bear's
No problem.
accompanied by 2 other creatures.
Yeah, the wolves. Now also off-putting. A bear man with 2 wolves. And
I'm like the most lethal thing in this town right now.
yeah. And so you guys find that. You back to... Everyone's going to hate me who's watching this because I don't have any of the prices of anything, so I'm going to make them all up.
Hey, that's fine.
Greylore, you make it to the smith without a problem. No one really stops you. On your way there, though, you do see Irvin running around the town holding a bundle of cloths, obviously looking for someone.
Brandler would stop and go, "Look, this is more important than him getting some shiny new armor." So
Okay.
Am
So yeah, you're probably like 15 minutes behind him. So if you're approaching him, he'd turn and see you, and he'd set off at a run towards you with the bundle. He's just like holding it up. He's like, I got the vial. What should I do with it? And he brings it back and like kind of unwraps it a little bit to show you.
keep it wrapped up. Keep it wrapped up. We don't want it to spread.
Are you stopping him before he completely unwraps it by chance?
Oh yes.
Okay.
He is. Yeah.
So you catch a glimpse of just a blue light about to peek through, and then he's like, "Oh, okay," and he closes it back up. And
Burler will get. I assume he has like rope or something in his pack. But he's going to wrap it as snugly as he can, and then he's going to say, "Get some leather, wrap it around, have them tie it as closely as possible."
Okay. Are you sending him to do that?
Yeah, and he's like, I will be at the armory shop, and he'll take the blue files and just have it in his hand, and he's going to just say, "We need some leather to further contain this."
Maybe a box.
And then the Burlo has a spell called Detect Poison and Disease.
Okay.
So if I did that, would I be able to see if any of it's leaking out?
Yeah, I
That's fair.
definitely let you see that.
Yeah, so he's going to cast... I have it as a ritual, but I'm just going to use a spell slot so it happens immediately. So.
Okay. With it, I want you to roll an Arcana check too, just because I think
Alright,
if
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
wrong,
for sure.
poison and disease is usually for creatures. You can check it, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it would work in this
Yeah,
world.
let me-
You have enough.
Alright, cool. I will do Arcana as well then. Where is my... 18?
Okay, yeah. So you inspect it. You're looking over it. It does not seem like anything would be leaking through the rags that it's wrapped in right now. You don't detect any kind of evil or powerful magic seeping through it
Okay, cool.
that would cause disease or harm.
Then Baylor is going to very carefully put it in his pack, and then continue onto the armory.
Okay. Yeah, you get there, no problem. The armor. You walk in, and it's just a little shop. He's got his forge going in the back. He's short dwarven man, big burly beard, burns on his arms all over the place. He doesn't seem to mind them, and he's just pounding away at a sword back in the back. There's definitely armor and stuff sitting on the wall that looks like it would fit you, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Baylor is going to try and get his attention, but if he's busy, he'll just wait for him to be done with what he's doing.
I mean, if you make any kind of noises, he'd definitely look up from his work, see you. He looks back down and takes a moment to finish it. Douses it in some oil and then sets it down and walks on over to you. I didn't think of this. How can I be of assistance?
You make me come and step on the spot. No.
How can I help you?
I'd appreciate it if there is a set of armor that I could, maybe you could size me for and start working on it. I don't know if you had something that would be built for a Goliath like me.
Yeah, we got plenty of stuff that we build for Goliaths. We got Goliath swarming around here. Look around the shop. We got stuff. We got plenty of stuff hanging on the walls. You can look at it if you want and just let me know if you find anything you like. If you want it to be fitted perfectly, it's going to cost a bit more, but I can definitely do it. It'll take a couple days.
Of course. I would actually prefer it if we do the fitting now and then I return. That way it would be most, you can have most time to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I can get you sized up if you want. Like I said, it's going to be a couple days before I can get it to you. You said you're going on a trip. It's going to be about 2 or 3 days before I have your armor ready, so...
We are headed to Eiselcross today.
Definitely can't get you armor for that then. But
I don't need it for Eiselcross, but in the future, it would be nice to have for sure.
yeah, okay. Come on back in the back. I can get you fitted, and we can get you measured out, and I'll start working on it.
And my companion's looking for a crossbow as well.
I got plenty of those. She want beefy crossbow, something heavy to do some extra damage, or something light so she can still run around with it.
Well, that's something you should ask her about, I think.
Okay. Yeah, with that conversation going on, mixed with Urban, Portia, you'd probably be walking in about now, into their conversation. You probably heard the last little bit of it.
Say, hey, I found you. I am looking for a crossbow. Oh, actually, I looked around the store. Do I see any crossbows?
Yes.
Okay, pick my favorite one, which is,
They're all wooden, and they all look very much the same, just some are bigger, some are smaller.
okay, then I get a smaller one. I like the big stuff. I think Portia would just get the bigger one.
You just grab a big old crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So
I just feel
you
like that's what she would do.
grab the biggest crossbow you find off the wall. You bring it over to him. He looks at it, he's like, you're looking to deal some damage then. Okay. That'd be 15 gold.
You seem very uncertain about your prices.
Nope, definitely 15
How's
gold.
everything?
That's what I've sold them always. Always
that
been
case-
15. It's never been different.
That's
Portia
good.
goes over and just gives him a little weep. And says, okay. Decides it over.
Okay. So he grabs the gold. roll a stealth check for me real quick.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's my die? Oh, come here. Oh, it's pulled up. Okay.
That was funny.
What is that?
18.
18. Gravity plus minus and stuff. I can't see it
I
anymore.
think you actually. I guess this would have been sleight of hand, but that's okay. I'll pull it. What's your sleight of hand? It is +2, so 20. Okay, yeah. So the dwarf, he's reaching for the gold, and then he sees you wink at Braylor, and he's like, actually, we usually sell these for 20 gold.
I winked at you, not at Braylor.
Oh.
Pieces.
And then you were winking at Braylor. Sorry. He'd still say it. He's very confused about the wink. So if you're winking at him, then he wouldn't say that. He would say, honestly, we don't sell much of these around here. I don't know how much they're actually worth.
This is why I have no friends in this village.
So if you think that 15's a real low price and you're cheating me, I would really appreciate if you let me know.
Okay, now I look at Braylor and I say, what do I do
Can
now?
Braylor do an inside check for what or perception is worth? Actually plays his crossbow. I don't know.
What a crossbow's worth, actually.
He grew up with rangers, so I
Yeah.
assume he's been around a bunch of crossbows.
Yeah,
And bows and stuff.
definitely. Why did I look up prices
No,
for things?
I think it's too late for you. And you gave me a prize. And I thought he was getting a good deal because he liked me. Then he didn't like me.
Da 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 da.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so roll a... To appraise a crossbow, you can roll a perception check. Yeah.
Sweet.
How do my die? Oh, Braylor or me?
12 perception.
Okay, with that, so you look at the crossbow, you look over it. It's
Are you
not
kidding
like
me?
the best. It's not the best crossbow that's ever been built. There's definitely some things that could be improved on, but it's definitely going to work as a normal heavy crossbow. So you know that it would be more than 15 gold points, gold pieces, but you don't know about how much it would be.
Okay. Braylor, he's honest with fault, so he'll say, I think maybe 25 gold pieces would be more in order for this.
How do my die?
I don't know.
I trust Braylor
Yes,
at this
okay,
point, so I'm just gonna be like, okay, I hope you have a good, successful business, sir. Do you see him?
If you guys, you put down the 25. He's very happy about it. He thanks you and takes the 25 gold and gives you the crossbow, and throws in 40 bolts with it.
Sweet.
Super grateful for you being honest. I looked up the price of a heavy crossbow and it's 50 gold. So this poor dwarf has just sold the crossbow for half price. Anyway.
Hey,
He didn't even want to flirt with me or anything. It's just like, what the heck?
And
missed the diary, but
so yeah, you have a heavy
sales are still
crossbow
going.
now and 40 bolts to go with it.
Great. I think I'm good.
And then yeah, he'll start getting you fitted for the armor right now. That he does know a bit more about it. He'd ask you what kind of armor you're looking for.
I'm looking for heavy plate.
Plate armor. I'm not too familiar with that myself, but I'm sure I could work something out if you give me a bit more time. You go into Eiselcross.
They say yes, they say the trip to Eiselcross will take 9 days one way, so I don't think you'll be short on time.
I think I should be able to figure something out in that time.
Is there
I
a-
won't be able to give you give you any kind of cost right now because it's I've never built plate armor before.
Of course.
So it's gonna be something I'll have to tell you when you get back.
Why can't we find that crazy
Yes.
wizard lady?
And Broiler is going to request a design on the back, and he'll just slip a paper to the dwarf, and it will be his clan symbol, and he just wants it on like the pauldron up here.
Okay.
But that's the only like request that he has.
He would look at it for a second, nod. I could do that. And then
You say that you get a lot of Goliath clientele.
yeah, there's a lot of Goliaths coming through here at Eiselcross. They usually just pick up some of the pre-made armor I've smithed up already. But custom stuff, I could do that too. So no need to worry.
What's the clans that usually come in? Do you know?
They just walk in, grab something off the wall, put it on, and buy it. I don't really ever talk to them. I'm not one to get to know people.
Well, that is all right with me. And Braille will thank him and then leave. So.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out. You rolled pretty high on your intelligence. I think you'd get it pretty quick. So Teagle. Actually, we're gonna pass by you again because I still haven't thought of what the thing is. Coog and 12 Thorns. You walk into a shop. Yeah. Coog and 12 Thorns. You walk into a shop that people have pointed you to. It's a pretty modest shop. Nothing super extravagant. When you walk in, you do notice 12 Thorns. Something that catches your eye, and you might nudge Coog about it. In the back of the shop, being displayed as very warm clothing, is a nice, large, white pelt suit that you'd be able to wrap over your torso.
Kuga, alright, what does 12 Thorns do when he sees this? Alright.
Eyes wide, jaw dropped, in love.
Oh no!
Alright.
And then he looks over, see how Coog reacts.
He's thinking, oh. Alright. So Kuga's going to do an insight check on what that is. Do you want me to roll, or can I just go and look at it?
Yeah, so as you guys start heading over, the owner of the shop actually starts running up to you and says, "Oh, I see that you have quite a good eye for the fancy attire. This is made from 100% Yeti, brought straight from Eiselcross." He's looking at 12 Thorns, who was approaching it first, and then he looks up at Coog and he's like, "I can assure you there is no bear. I promise. It is all Yeti, nothing more. But
no, I definitely want to do my insight check. So
yeah, go ahead. Roll a nature.
A nature check? Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh dang! You sure I can't use my insight check?
Yes.
Okay, I got a unnatural 20 on my nature check.
Okay, so yeah, you look at it. You start looking over it. You go down the arms. There's definitely missing claws and not paws. It's kind of like almost it's been cut off at the wrist. The fur, like you said, when you were observing the ones on the boat, is coarser than your own. What you know of polar bears. The fur on the Yeti is a bit more coarse than what you'd be used to, so you can be assured it's at least mostly Yeti.
Cool. So I look at 12 Thorns and I say, "You should buy this." Yeah, you should get this. This is nice. Are you gonna buy it?
Oh no.
We're broken.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay,
There you go.
that was weird. What was going on? But 12 Thorns just wide grin. How much?
Yeah, the store owner. It's this He's dressed in just like really nice furs of patterns that you know there's no way someone would get them up this far north. They're like really vibrant oranges and little striped patterns all over it. He has long flowing blonde hair and very, very extravagantly dressed. He looks at you and basically mimics your exact same smile, just super wide-eyed. It's like, well, this specific attire I had commissioned specifically from some adventurers who were going to Eiselcross. It is very rare. You won't find it anywhere else around here. You'd have to travel to Eiselcross to get it. As being such, I did commission them this, and it would sell for a bit more than the average for a coat. That being said, I might be able to work something out with you if you're looking for anything else as well. And he's
Coog.
just smiling, very happy.
Coog wants to actually do an intimidation on the guy.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So-
What do you want to do?
Can I have kind benevolent DM having 2 wolves, being a polar bearkin and very large? Can I have advantage on this?
Yeah, I would say it depends on what you're trying to do, but most likely, yes. If it's intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it that you're trying to do?
Him to give a good price. So as I intimidate with all the fur around, the living fur around. Sorry, I'm gonna say I think you're gonna give it to us for a pretty good price, aren't you?
Okay. Roll intimidation. Advantage.
Intimidation?
You have it.
Yes. Hold on, those are really good rolls. Let me see what I got in the other one. Oh yeah, they're both really good. I got 22.
Wait a second. Are you rolling on D&D Beyond, or are you rolling on?
Oh, I'm actually rolling. Do you want me to roll on? Oh crap! Do you want me to roll on roll 20?
No, D&D Beyond's fine. I think mine's just reading wrong because it said 9.
Yeah.
Oh, I was clicking a whole bunch earlier.
crap.
Not for intimidation. I was testing things out.
Okay.
Where do you want me to roll?
No,
What I gotta do from now
if
on.
you roll 22, we'll just take that one. So yeah, he kind of looks you up and down and stares at you, stares at the wolves. His demeanor changes, not to... You wouldn't say that it's scared if you're looking at him, just angry.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if you're gonna be that type of a customer, since these Yetis so match you in personality and coat, I guess I can give you a cheaper discount on it.
This Oathorns is able to see what's going on here,
Yes.
and he gets an idea. So I'm gonna go up to the shopkeeper and like, put my arm around him and walk away a little bit.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry about my companion. He's very eager to help out in any way he can. But I would like to... I don't want to be the kind of person that barges in and scares someone into making a deal with me. So I'd like to have a deal stand on its own merit, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. If you wanted to throw in your friend's fur as well, I could give you this one for free.
I'll kill him.
I'm afraid that his fur, he's rather attached to it. I don't think I could get it for you.
Well,
But-
that is a pity.
We are going to Eiselcross, and so how does this sound? I will take the coat at take the set at a reduced price, but I'll bring back the same amount of Yeti fur that would be required to create this set when I return. And if I don't, I'll return the set, as well as an additional price for any damages caused to it.
Is Coogan earshot of this? Or have you guys like walked away?
We went like a couple feet away.
You can definitely roll like perception to see if you can hear him.
Okay, I'm gonna roll on D&D Beyond for you, so that we know where we're going. Perception.
Physical rolls are fine too. I roll physical by myself all the time. But
Yeah, you're good. I'd rather you see, but I've just been like goofing off rolling dice. All right, I got 15. You can see, right?
yeah.
All right,
It's gonna
cool.
pop up on.
3 of them.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can overhear most of the conversation. Yeah, there's probably just a couple words that slip out, but you understand what they're talking about.
All right, so I want to know if I like heard. If you want to throw my friends, or you want to throw your friends for in?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember. I don't know. Yeah, I do. Just a second. I want to find my wolves. One of them is a protector.
Yes.
So, Tremel is my protector. She kind of nudge her, and being like the animal natural instincts, I would like to think that we have like a communication, an unspoken communication, and I'd like her to growl.
Okay. Yeah. So. The wolf's name is Trimmel. Starts a low
Trimmel.
growl. Definitely audible throughout the shop. The shopkeeper would look over his shoulder at that time and say, "It's nothing more than compliments. I think that you have a very beautiful coat, and it would sell quite well in my shop. Also, if you are headed to Eiselcross, if the worst should happen and you do not hang on to your life essence, we can say, I would happily purchase the coat from you, or I guess from your friends."
Oh, would you? No, you would happily purchase my dead fur.
Only if the worst should happen, of course. It's I do not take it as an insult. It is just a compliment. Very blatantly, it's obvious that this person doesn't really care about what people think about them. He only cares about one thing, and that is money and clothes, looking good. So,
So, is 12 going to buy this pelt?
yeah. So
It's not a number price for it. We haven't really let him get word in about it.
he definitely thinks about it for a little bit, and it is a curious offer, not one I get most often. But if you'll be traveling with the Bear Man, I do not think a Yeti would be able to stand against you two. You seem capable. I think that I could go for that. I'll give you half price on the coat, and if you bring me back Yeti fur, I won't only accept it as the final payment, I will pay you in return half of what you paid for this coat.
All right. What is the upfront payment?
That, and the smile comes back now, that he lost when he was intimidated, and he looks at the coat again. Nothing that yes, nothing that adventurers like yourselves can't handle. It's just a mere 70 gold. That's all.
I'm just gonna immediately look at Kook. I think I saw another shop that had less sticks up places they shouldn't be. So I think we should leave now.
You're right. There was one just down the street here that we walked by. I don't know why we passed that one up. So
Yeah.
oh, well.
Roll a persuasion with advantage. 12 thorns.
Okay.
They're going with 4 shopkeepers.
Yep.
17.
What
Yeah.
is it? What?
So it is just hitting 9. Right after the shop's done, we'll take a quick break. So yeah, he looks at you, and for a second, he's just holding his demeanor. He's like, "Okay, if you want to look for such extravagant furs somewhere else, be my guest." And the moment you start walking away, he's like, on the other hand, I believe you would be able to slay many Yeti, if not 1, perhaps 2. We could lower the price if you could bring back more than just 1. I might be willing to give you this furs for 20 gold?
Called it.
Who looks at 12 thorns and he kind of like nods, like, yeah, I think we can do that.
20 gold and 2 Yetis.
Yes. And then I will pay back the 20 gold when you return.
You have a deal, my friend. Bolthorn's gonna stick out his hand.
With gold in it or just to shake?
Just first.
So he kind of like goes like this and just looks at your hand, but doesn't extend his.
I'm gonna extend my claws and just flex my fingers a few times. And
Just shake his hand. Wait for his handshake. And then nudge 12 thorns in the back, go like, wait.
okay, I'll keep it out.
He kind of does a little extended like this. And grabs just like the palm of your hand. Pleasure doing business with you. And then he starts bundling up the coat and packing it up into a very nice looking box. As he's prepping that and you are making the payment, we're going to take a quick break just because it's 9 o'clock. We're only going till 10, but we're still going to take just a really quick break. Fast.
Cool.
So, thank you everyone who's watching right now. We're going to be back in just a second.
After these short messages.
Not messages. You're going to watch the intro screen again.
Yes,
Followed by
messages.
nothing. Okay. We'll see you in 3 to 5 minutes to 7.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That was funny. Oh, that was good.
For sure.
Nice. Oh, right. You're doing a lot of good job on this one, my guy. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, we also need to get some wool for Teagle and Portia, unless Portia already has
Yeah,
some.
right. Eagle got distracted, so he's not out anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
If
yeah.
anyone wants to go to the children's section and shop for me, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Said if anyone wants to go to the children's section and shop for Teagle, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. We also actually need to get supplies as well. I don't think the captain would just let us eat his food for free, so. Sure. Hey, no, it's good. It's like half price crossbow. Yeah. Man.
So can somebody teach me how to roll the dice on the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Either I'm blind or I'm still not seeing it. Where's this at?
If it's on my phone, it looks like that. I don't know if you can actually see the icon, but it's like the D20 icon on it.
So I mean, I should just pull it up on my phone. Right. I'm on the website of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I did not, but like I said, I could either just be very blind or it just doesn't want to show up on my. Because I'm using a whole different um, system kind of thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm just gonna download the app and I'll set it up for next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Braylor would just make sure all the necessary items are bought and that he's not going to take the files with him, but once he gets leather from the guy, wrap it up and put it somewhere, maybe in that abandoned cabin that they were at, and put a big note on it that says "Do not disturb." So, yeah.
So
But besides that,
can I just go buy a bunch of like 5 days of rations for everyone? We'll just
It doesn't. Yeah, Mike. Doesn't Porsche have all the money though?
yeah.
okay.
I gave away my
I
10
actually
gold to someone picked it up, so someone has 10 extra gold. But yeah, I gave it away, so
Oh, yeah, I
Trailer
picked
doesn't
that
have
up.
anything. Yeah.
I picked that up. No.
Nope. Yeah. No food allergies for me.
Yeah, for me it's almonds and eggs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. But then again, I eat a lot of stuff anyways. I just deal with the pain.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
What? Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send it. If I can remember, I need to look at my lease again with the thing. But anyway. Sweet.
We're gonna start again. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Feels right.
Feels right.
And we are back. Oopsies, sorry guys, wrong page. I just threw the wrong OBS up there.
Yeah, I can see myself.
Everyone's cut in half. And now we're back to normal. To try to stop this from being just a shopping episode for everyone who has been watching up to now, we are going to start doing some things a bit more quickly, just getting the shopping done real fast so that we don't have a shopping episode this entire time. We might be able to get to something fun. on the open ocean.
Yeah.
Real fast before that, I have thought of what Teagle's new toy is that he's been working on. So,
Hey.
Teagle, after 30 minutes of working on this item, you've successfully taken it apart, found out what's wrong with it, actually, and been able to reassemble it.
Hey, okay.
Standing before you is a 2-foot tall, kind of, if you look at it from back a couple steps, it looks almost like a very simple bird. In design, you can tell from the very top it's kind of like a large orb with a cone coming off of it that stretches down a straight bar all the way down to the bottom. It connects in the middle with a pole between the two of it. It has one small gear right in the center column that's holding it together, and at the very bottom has what you know now is a counterweight. So you're looking at it, and the captain strolls over, because he has been watching you, even though he's been trying to hide it, and says, "Well, I see that you've been able to recreate and reinvent my mechanism that was found in Eiselcross, but it doesn't look any more impressive than what I had before." And as he's saying that, you're able to grab the head of the bird and pull it down, and it starts to bob back and forth, moving
Nice.
back and forth, and like those bobbing birds that we have on Earth. If you've seen them, everyone has. But this one, as you start doing it, the captain looks at it and he's like, "Well, that is quite different, but still not too impressive." And as he's speaking, the bird starts to change colors. It starts glowing all sorts of iridescent blues and violets and reds and golds as it starts shimmering. And after a little bit, it starts to catch fire, starts to crackle with lightning, starts to drip water from it, and moves faster and faster until eventually it just poofs away and it's gone. And the captain kind of jumps back. He's like, okay, that wasn't very cheap. And as he's talking, it appears back in, another spark of electricity, and it slows down until it's back into a standing position in place, just waiting to be bobbed again. All these things you knew would kind of happen, actually, from your intelligence check, just so you're aware.
So, like, I knew that this was going to happen?
You kind of knew it would have some kind of effect like that. The only thing that probably surprised you was it vanishing from existence for a moment. But you kind of knew it was going to start changing colors before experimenting with elements, from looking at the contraptions that inside, the kind of runes that it had inscribed on it. You were able to tell what kind of things were going to happen. You just might have missed out on the fact that it leaves this plane of existence for a bit. And the captain is very impressed by that.
I'm probably... Tito's probably going to say, well, to be honest, for me, I think it's a pretty neat little thing, so... If you don't want it anymore, think it's boring, I'd probably take it.
As I said, it was not cheap. It spent a pretty penny on this mechanism. I could pay you for your services if you'd like, because it is definitely much more enhanced now than it was before. But to part with it, I do not think I'm ready to at this moment.
I think Tito will just be like... He'll nod and just put his hand out.
Yeah, he drops 300 gold into your hand in a package. He was
Nice.
very excited about that.
There we go.
Good job.
And anything else you'd want to do with the captain there? Now you have dramatically impressed him with your knowledge of these contraptions.
I think No, I think Tiggle just asked to see if he had anything else that was kind of interesting or not. And like mechanical.
Yes. I do have plenty of contraptions around here. I keep most of them in the drawer. Lots of them have fallen apart and are just in pieces, but that's what I thought about this one prior to what you have done to it. So, if you would like to take a look at them, be my guest. I'm sure the companions will be returning here shortly, so we can depart. You can spend as much time on it as you'd like. And he starts pulling out just all sorts of small spherical objects from his drawers. There's something that do actually look like small mechanical animals, birds, squirrels, nothing big, that have missing pieces, that are broken and dented, and all sorts of strange mechanisms that you, as a artificer, are just super excited about seeing.
I know, I'm like, none of them have ever seen me actually get excited about anything, but like, you could actually see Tigo just slightly kind of feel a rush of being like, yes, I get to play with things. And he sits down and just like, are we messing around with stuff on there?
Yeah. So yeah, you can start working all of that stuff. I'll have you roll intelligence just to see how many things you can fix by the time the rest of the party gets back. And we'll go over that later. The rest of the party, shopping. We talked about during the break. Graylor was able to acquire some leather to be able to finish wrapping up this vial in a third layer of protection before taking it up to the abandoned cabin, Ergon's cabin, yes, which is now abandoned, hiding it and leaving a note to make sure that no one unwraps it. How effective that will be, who knows?
Do you want me to roll like a persuasion check or something for my note?
For your note?
Or if not, that's fine too.
This would be. I don't think so. I don't think that your note will have an effect on people that you would be able to. Unless you want to like write a biography on why they shouldn't touch it and stuff.
He's gonna say like, this is what's causing all the sickness. Don't touch it.
But yeah, in that case, roll a persuasion so I can note it down, and we'll be able to know for future people.
I rolled a 2 on the die. Let's see. Persuasion 5 total. Great.
Okay.
Right.
So you leave it with a note that you do believe should dissuade people from ever opening this. Never in a million years would they get past that note. And you happily just leave it in Ergon's cabin, hidden in the back rooms where people will most likely not find it. Then Coog, you purchased 5 days of rations for everyone.
You take that gold from my...
I will be doing that now. I think rations are very cheap though, so...
Yeah, they are. I just honestly, for some reason cannot find it on my character sheet.
Yeah.
I can find it on my other one from all my other campaigns and stuff, but I cannot find it.
With that,
you can tell.
We are definitely not going to take any gold away. I think if you start walking around, you might run into Elro. He would offer to just give you rations for the trip.
Okay, cool.
So you guys are able to acquire all the food you need for the trip to Eiselcross. And then, Portia, you were going to visit your uncle before you left. See how he's doing. So it doesn't take you long to get there. You walk in. You probably just walk through the door as Portia probably would, I assume at this point. Or would you knock?
No, I'd just walk in.
Okay. So you walk in.
What? Wait. Very careful.
Yeah,
carefully though.
Okay. So you carefully walk in. Like, are you stealthing, trying not to let your uncle know that you're there?
No, I want him to know. I just want to get sick.
Okay, so you walk in. You walk in,
My house,
and
it's the cutest place.
Your uncle is sitting in front of the fire, wrapped in a blanket. You see at the top part of his blanket, underneath his shirt, there are glowing blue veins starting to reach their way up his neck, just towards the base of his neck. And he's sitting in front of the fire, trying to keep as warm as he possibly can. As you walk in, he doesn't seem to say anything to you, but he does start turning to look at you. And he smiles, but he doesn't say anything, and then turns back to the fire. It's all nice.
I know, it's your fault. Okay, so Portia just says to her uncle, like, I'm going to save you as I'm doing my best to save you, and she's really sad. And she isn't like verbally crying, but there's a lot of pent up tears, and like she's getting like congested, so her face is getting rosier, and there's tears slowly coming down her face, or her eyes are filled with tears.
Okay.
And
yeah. So he'll look at you. The smile doesn't fade, but you can see tears starting to crawl into his eyes too. He just kind of nods, and then goes back to the fire. You notice on the table, there is a large, ornate sword, along with a pouch sitting next to it, and some extra rations.
okay, so I tell my uncle, I'm going to Eiselcross to find your cure, and I'm taking these items with me, and I'm not gonna wait for a response. I just tell him, I love you, and I will be back as soon as I can. Please stay alive.
You don't hear anything as you leave. He's trying not to talk. If you were to look back, you would see him just nodding and staring at you as you leave with a big, very happy smile on his face. But yeah, as you leave, you have a now great sword +1. It's a very fancy, ornate, jeweled, hilted sword. As you hold it, you definitely feel a little bit of power coming from it. So you can add that to your inventory. And 12 thorns. Was there anything else that you were wanting to do before we set off?
You didn't tell me what was in the pouch.
Oh, gold.
How much gold?
It's not too much. You know your uncle doesn't work too much, so he had about 75 gold in the pouch. And then there was another 15 rations, just some dried food that he had sitting around. So
Okay.
12 thorns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put on my new duds and then head back to the boat.
Okay.
I wonder when he.
So yeah, so you guys all head back to the boat. Once you get back, I think that Braylor and Portia would probably be in the back. Probably Braylor shows up last. The cabin is a bit further away. But as you all gather back together, you all do notice 12 Thorns has a very, very fancy white coat, same color as Coog's fur, covering his entire body. Looks very warm.
Eagle?
And yeah, as you open the box, 12 Thorns, you would notice there is a couple more furs she just threw in there. The person, threw in just to kind of sweeten the deal. He liked you. He did not like Coog. So when you open it, it's only like 2 or 3 more because he didn't know what you guys would need. So there's a couple more furs in there that you guys can divvy out among yourselves.
I think I've got a few spare outfits for when this one gets dirty.
Yep, that works. So you all make it back to the ship, gather into the room, captain's quarters. He looks at you all and smiles. Teagle, what was your intelligence check?
Nobody heard you, I think.
Yeah.
I'm muted. My apologies. I got a 14.
14.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. So you all walk in. Captain and Teagle are both sitting behind his desk now, and Teagle has sitting in front of him. There's this small hummingbird that's just flying around the room. A spherical object that just seems to be constantly rotating and turning all directions, seemingly floating above the desk. And then he's tinkering what is currently looks like a mechanical frog, seemingly taking it apart to try to study it. But I think he would have finished about 2 of those contraptions. I'll let you know what they are after the session, before this gets now. But right now, what you guys see is a hummingbird, mechanical, and a sphere that's kind of just floating above the desk.
Oh.
And the captain is very interested, kind of like putting in his own words over Teagle's shoulder, just like kind of staring there, just like, what about that cog? Do you think that... No? Okay. What about that spring over there? No? Okay. I should probably just... And he kind of just
Doesn't do my work, man.
shrugs
Get out of here.
and stands back, sits back on his desk, staring. He's very intrigued by all of these new contraptions that are starting to spring to life. Then all you guys walk in and he's like, it seems like the rest of your crew is here, Teagle. He says that meaningly, pointing you out in his eyes as leader of the band. Now he believes.
Litter just literally know that I'm the leader of them. Just kidding.
Yes. So it seems like you're all ready to start your voyage to Eiselcross. Got in all your preparations in hand?
That is true.
Furs, weapons,
Yeah.
armor.
The armor is being made.
Bowthorn isn't paying attention to anything that the captain is saying because he sees both a shiny ball and a little bird, and his cat instincts are just overloaded. He's
His
just
pupils
staring.
are expanded all the way.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
going for it, yeah.
So he's just in his own world right now.
Okay.
I remind 12 Thorns very gently, like, hey, we don't want to ruin our coat now.
Yeah. So the captain looks at you. Well, if we're all ready, you won't need to be worrying about food on your trip here. We have plenty of rations for the crew. I can throw it in for you as well. We don't drink until we've finished the voyage. So if you have any heavy liquors, please leave them here.
What kind of pirates are these?
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I'm saying that
Okay.
to you.
We believe drink to be a celebratory means of resting. We don't generally do it halfway through the voyage, in fear of someone falling overboard. And these waters are not something you want to fall into. But if you're all ready to go, we can start out right away.
Yes. I do not see any reason we should stay any longer.
I agree we should leave.
Okay. He gets really excited. He stands up, kind of almost jumping to his feet, walks out the door, and as he's leaving, he looks back. Let me introduce you to my love. And walks out. Raise sails, boys! And runs up to the mast, and everyone starts heading out. You set sail, they raise the anchor, and the boat heads out into the depths of the frigid ocean north of Wildmount, headed towards Eiselcross.
Cool.
Sweet.
I'm in a... Can I walk around the deck and kind of look for a safe spot for me to be? Because I'm very unsure of the waters.
Yes. It's all pretty safe. They have railings up. They have railings up on all sides of the boats, obviously. You can definitely just stand around. No problem. It's definitely the second you guys get to the point where you're starting to see the land fade, the temperature has severely dropped. It is getting freezing. Chunks of ice are in the water, floating around all over the place. And it's not somewhere you would want to fall into the ocean. Unless you have some kind of resistance. Wink, nod.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And-
I just want to say that as it gets colder, Braylor seems to become more in his element, and he gets more comfortable being outside. And he'll just be on the deck like 24/7. So
At this point, Portia's going to be turning away from everyone, and she is going to be looking over to her little village. She's never really been outside of her village, and I'm gonna say she's gonna say like a little prayer, and she is just gonna be very, very sad, and so she's holding really tightly to the boat because she's nervous, and she'll be crying but away from everyone, just sad.
Okay. I mean, if you're back at the back, looking back to the land, the captain would probably look back to you. Walk away from the mast for a second, from the wheel for a second. Don't worry, young Janess. You'll be back. I'm sure of it. And then he'll go back to his captain's duties, guiding the ship. Are most of you on the deck, or did any of you go down under to the lower deck?
well, Braylor will be outside for sure.
Okay.
He's still gonna be working on stuff.
In the
Both of them
captain's
just gonna
quarters.
try and
Got it.
go below deck and find a nice spot to curl up and take a nap.
Okay.
Coog's probably with Braylor because he's polar. He's a polar bear. He's totally fine in the cold.
Wolves with you happily.
Yep, Wolf's gonna be with me happily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braylor's gonna be doing like I can't remember the exact word for it, but it'll just be like fighting stance. Just practicing with his quarterstaff.
Okay.
Just like moving and being outside and enjoying the cold.
So the captain, once you guys get far enough away, there isn't too much ice around. He lets his second mate take the stern, the wheel that steers the vessel.
Oh, so good, babe.
Yeah.
Helm?
Stern's the front.
Yeah.
The helm.
Oh, yeah.
Helm's the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Something. The circle.
Mm.
That guides, and he'll walk down to you two, who he can see on the deck. Look at you both.
Wheel.
And say, now, in all seriousness, these waters are very, very dangerous. Not just are they cold, I understand that probably won't bother either of you, a Goliath and what I would assume is a polar
hell.
bear. I've never seen you walking before, except for when I saw you the first. But what I need you watching out for, if you're going to be out here the entire time, there are many monsters that live in these depths, and many of them could crush our vessel without us even knowing it. So keep a sharp eye. Make sure nothing sneaks up on us. Make sure we'll be prepared.
Coog asked, like, what signs would we look for? What things should we call out if we see, or
Anything out of the ordinary. Water that's moving strangely, bubbles coming up from the depths, stirring waters, fins pulling out,
I'm gonna look over
tentacles.
into the water and just look over around and see if I see anything.
Not yet. Yeah, just basically runs you over anything you'd be looking for.
Okay.
So you
Right
two, you two can have advantage on perception checks when you're looking for things that are going to be attacking the boats. Since he's explained it to you as best he can, you get a little bit better at that for the future, because you're going to need it. And then the rest of the day goes by without a problem. Is there anything that anyone would want to do before taking a long rest on the boat?
Portia's not crying anymore, and she wants to run to the top of the front of the boat and spread her arms out like this. And then,
like Titanic style?
yeah. And then she's just gonna let her hood down a little bit so she can feel the cold and kind of shake off all those feelings and put it back on and then come.
It is freezing cold at the front of the boat. When you pull your head down, instantly your ears are they're stinging and burning. It is real cold.
Yeah.
Well, I did
So,
it, and I'm warm.
It
Yeah.
definitely wakes you up. Definitely makes you forget about the sadness you have for leaving your town.
My
but
tears are freaking icicles.
pretty much,
Uh-huh.
if they didn't have salt in them. But
Still icicles.
anyways, so you guys are able to take a long rest. No problem.
Nice.
And we will have to roll to see if you have an encounter on your first day.
Great.
So,
Braylor would
Yes.
go up to the crow's nest on the very top.
oh,
He knows the name. Remember?
Hey,
Yeah.
are we sure you're not going to break that?
maybe with
um,
both of you up there. Okay.
Did you say
I
both
would-
of us up there?
I said if both of you go up there, maybe it'll break. It's a lot of weight.
Okay.
No, Braylor will just go up by himself
Yeah.
and just to try and get advantage over a wider area.
Okay. So there is a crew member up there, a pirate. But if you climb up to
Into
the
the
top,
one like,
with-
crippled guy with no legs and stuff?
no, he's perfectly fine. And the second he sees you climbing through the ladder, he kind of jumps down the other side and starts headed back down.
Nope, not doing this.
Very much expecting you to be taking over for him. You see as he's heading
Oh,
out,
yeah.
he's shivering and he's real cold up there. So
Yeah, Braylor has no problems with that. He loves doing guard duty. That's his favorite thing. So he'll keep watch on the
Okay.
top.
So, start of the next day, we will have eeny, meeny, miny, coog. Roll a d20 for me.
Right now?
Yep.
Okay, just a second. Let me get on D&D Beyond. Got an 8.
Okay.
Is that with advantage?
So this is not for that at the moment. This is just to see if
okay.
it's going to happen.
That sucks.
Now let's see what happens, because something's a brewing.
Something's a brewing.
I'm nervous.
Oh, you don't need to be nervous. It's just there's a lot of things that could kill you out here, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
you're on a boat in the
totally.
middle of an icy sea. And
Very, yeah.
well, you rolled the nothing. So you guys watch the day, keeping an eye out. Coog and Braylor being very vigilant with the new threats they've been warned of. Nothing happens. You might see as you're traveling, a couple of sharks start swimming past. Some dolphins, all of them deep blues and icy green colors. None of them like the normal colors of sea life that you would normally see, but nothing big enough to really hurt you or damage the ship in any way. And you make it through your first day with no problems. Calm seas, everyone's happy, no problems.
I'm gonna go see if there's an extra bed downstairs.
You guys are able to do things during these days. If there's anything you want to try practicing or doing, we can see what you can get. I know you, Teagle, are working on all your toys that the captain's given you. So if you just want to always do that, every day I'll just have you roll intelligence and we'll see how many you can make. If you ever want to do anything else, just let me know. But basically, the captain will have materials if you guys want to try making arrows, weapons, potions, stuff like that. You can try to.
Yeah.
But
Braylor would actually, I think he would go up to Teagle and ask him if he could try and improve his shield at all. Being an artificer, he doesn't know if that's anything he would be able to do, but that's his main thing, so he wanted to see.
Ooh.
Is there any magical enchantments or something you know of that could improve this shield?
I mean, I can infuse your shield. It'll give you a +1 to your defense.
I would take that.
Then I think I'm going to do that.
okay.
Sweet. So that just raises my AC by 1?
Yes.
Is what? Sweet. I like that. For sure.
You do that to armor as well?
I only have 2 slots for these,
Okay.
so I could do
Is
that
that
for
like
armor as
once
well.
a day thing?
That's the only thing that I do these. Technically, it's until I pull it off of something else and get the thing.
Yeah.
Or later, a bit more. So
Sweet.
but there you go.
Let's see.
I was curious though. Is there any way throughout this little like trip travel thing that I could like enhance my prod stake?
Yes. Roll an intelligence for me, and we'll see how long that would take for you to figure out with what you have here.
That is an unnatural 20.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good roll.
I think that if you took like 2 days working on your little cattle prod, instead of tinkering with the other stuff, maybe taking some stuff from some of the items you've seen lying around, you definitely be able to get it to do some small damage.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
What kind of damage are you looking like? Or 1d4?
Yeah, that's so nothing huge right now, but you could probably do 1d4, and now but the good thing about this one is it doesn't need charges. It just seems to be able to do it. You're really good at, you got it to go. It can just 1d4, keep on hitting them. But yeah. Was anyone else wanting to attempt to make anything else, or are we? Yes, Coog.
Are they fishing over the side?
You could definitely try to.
Oh, are the crewmen? Are they fishing at all? Because I would like to join them, and I'd totally like to catch some fish.
The crewmen aren't fishing, but they have fishing supplies. They have spears and nets that you'd be able to attempt to fish with.
It sounds like they're whalers, so. Or they're just used to fighting big things, so I'm not going to bother trying unless I see somebody fishing. I want to join in with them. So
Okay.
We'll forget that then.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll spar with Braylor if he's ever up doing stuff.
Oh yeah, he'd take that.
Okay. Sparring. I gotta figure something out to do with that.
This is a bit of an odd request, but could I borrow just some of your fur?
Talking to me? He wants to borrow my fur.
Yeah, can I just cut off a few tufts to experiment with?
Sure, as long as it's not a lot.
Oh no, I just a little bit.
He just shaves
He's
his entire back.
sticks out his elbow and he's like, yeah, take it from like over here.
Yeah,
Go for it. Just don't cut me.
I'm gonna take out my sword and cut a little bit of fur off. Do you want me to roll for that?
Make sure it doesn't hurt me at all.
Yeah.
Accidentally chop off my arm.
Yeah.
I think that depends on if Coog is very willing and not worried at all. If you're slightly worried, then yes, you have to roll. If you aren't worried at all, then you can just get some, no problem.
Well, I'm helping him, so
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
giving it to him.
Yeah,
So
you can
we're
get
gonna say
it.
he doesn't have to roll on that.
No issue. You're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna get a little bit of fur, and then I'm gonna use some of the ink that I use with my pen to write in my journal, and I'm gonna just see if I can figure out a way to dye it. Because, like, a white coat is cool, but if I could get a black coat...
Yes!
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I have
Roll.
dye, remember?
Roll a to dye your fur. We
I dye
are
my
gonna
hair.
have you do a. You do. Nature check,
Yeah.
I think.
That's the only thing I can do.
Hey, I
nature
want
check.
to-
That is a 14.
Okay. So you take a while, kind of mixing the ink with some water, some other random liquids that they have, and then dousing parts of Coog's fur in it. After 4 or 5 hours of doing this,
Holy crap.
yeah, you find the perfect mixture of random liquid you find on the boat and this ink to make it so that you can successfully dye your coat. It might take a bit because it's a very large coat and you're going to need to find a lot of ink. But I think over the next day you should be able to scrounge up enough to be able to do it.
Stay warm.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make me a black coat.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna try to know everyone's name on the boat.
Oh, God.
The most cruel thing you could do to the DM.
Oh, I know.
Name everyone here.
I want
Hey.
to know.
Hey, what did you do to her recently? You piss her off? Or
I
something?
guess so.
The jerk. Okay, I'm gonna go over to those just random people. I don't know anyone's names. I don't have friends, and I'm first time outside my village, so I'm gonna be like, hey.
Okay.
And I'm gonna practice my social skills, pretty much.
Make a charisma
Nice.
saving throw for me.
I have good
Well, charisma check.
Okay. Can you hand me that die? Can you hand me that die? And then, oh, I have your phone right here. Let me see. Do you want to pull it up for me?
Names. The names.
Just start with A and go down. A.
Abbott. Abby.
Okay.
Abatha. Arnon. Aaron.
Yeah, how many crew are on this ship?
Looking around, you've probably seen about 15 to 20 different faces wandering around. One you see the most of are the captain, who you all know his name is Jarrett Cole, Captain Jarrett Cole. His first hand, who is a orc sailor named
Wait, what?
Cal Orr.
Cal Orr?
Yes.
Okay.
This would be what did you roll actually? Because
Yeah.
that's what would decide if I'm telling you names or not. I don't want to have to come up with more than I need to.
So, are we making it
DC
if I
25.
roll with everyone's sheet? You want me to show everyone?
You don't.
Okay, if I roll my physical die.
You can roll your physical dice. Anyone can roll physical dice. I'm a very trustworthy person. Trusting person
Yeah,
is the
there
word.
you go.
I don't. You guys can roll as much as you want. Physical,
Okay.
digital. I don't. care.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I rolled this one first and I got a 5 plus 1, so 6.
You're gonna have to tell me that. No, kidding. 6. Okay, with a 6, you get to know 20, halved, divided by 6. One person. You walk around.
That
You start
makes a
walking
lot
up
of
to people.
sense, so.
A lot of them are very busy. You're like, hey, my name's Portia. And they're like, I'm busy. And they start going about their stuff. Sorry, right now I can't talk, like half of them. But then you find one person.
I go to one of my own friends and be like, hey, my name is Portia.
You find one person who, she's standing at the front of the ship,
So her.
staring out into the water. And you approach her, introduce yourself. And I'd say you can talk for a good 30 minutes to an hour getting to know her. Her name is Elisha.
Elisha?
Yes.
I can't remember that. Can you
Lai.
read it?
Okay. Her name is Siri.
There we go. It's good.
Her name is Siri. She
Good original
like
name.
like
It's
the
great.
sea?
Yes.
Siri?
She has been actually traveling with Jarrett Cole. She's been on his boat now for about 4 years.
Oh yeah, the Jarrett is the pirate king.
Yeah, so you get to know her pretty well in the next hour. Just one person though. You
I'm gonna ask
could
her.
consider yourselves acquaintances at this point.
Oh, I'm gonna ask her if she's in love with this guy.
She's in love with this.
In love with him.
Yeah.
She
I
gets a
don't know
little
what
bit.
love is.
She gets a little bit.
Red faced.
No,
Dimpled.
actually,
Smiling.
she does smile for a second. In love, I wouldn't say in love, but I definitely admire him. That's what she would say. And then stare out at the ocean a bit longer.
Can Coog start playing like a melody at this point to make the mood? Can I do
Some sea
a
shanties.
performance?
Yes,
Can I
roll
do a performance roll? You got oh, that sucks. I got an 8.
An 8. Yeah, so you go down. You start to play kind of a little romantic hymn. It's not bad. You know what you're doing. You're a bard. But then this lady looks behind you and just shoots you daggers. And you let out just a quick high note that just screeches, and you're like, okay, she's not happy with that. And yeah, so
You see Braylor started a tug of war with like 5 sailors against him. And he's just in the middle of
okay.
With like 5 sailors against him.
And
and he's just planted in the middle, just holding onto the rope.
roll a strength saving.
All right.
I hope no one falls overboard.
Siri,
Oh,
would have gotten,
gosh.
she is 22. She is a human.
Did you get Braylor?
Braylor?
Got 8 total.
Oh no.
Ooh, can I add to that?
Yeah, you can roll a strength check real quick if you see him. So Braylor, you're
So with Braylor's 8 strength check, I love to scrap and like wrestle. So he sees what Braylor's doing. He's like, "Well, this ain't fair." So he goes up and grabs him.
grabs Braylor.
I grabs Braylor.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll strength with disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, if you're
Great.
trying to pull against the sailors and lift Braylor at the same time,
Oh yeah, good point. Good point.
you're gonna get a
Strength
disadvantage on that one.
advantage. So there's a 12. And there's a 13. So I 12.
Okay. So yeah, you see Braylor starting to pull against these, we'll say 5 or 6 crewmen.
Same.
Braylor is confident in his strength, holding onto the rope with one arm. He starts pulling. The sailors pull, and you kind of misjudged their strength. They start pulling.
Yeah.
You kind of topple forward a little bit, but get your feet and grab with 2 hands, and you're pretty sure you would have been able to pull him back. And then Coog bear hugs you from behind and just starts pulling back, and these sailors can't really hold against the 2 of you leaning against them, and just you guys
Sweet.
beat them there. With all of that happening, though, we will say we're moving on to the next day. It's nearing 10 o'clock. So we're going to roll. We have another long rest for the next day,
Okay.
and we will have 12 thorns. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay, let me get that.
Come on, 12 thorns.
Yeah, I'm not at my house today, so I don't have my physical dice. So let's. This roll tells me that I got a 10.
A 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Let's see
Reacted to it.
what you get. Okay. That's what we rolled yesterday. Don't get it again. So, the day starts. All of you wake up. Braylor, you take your spot in the crow's nest, waiting, watching
Is this
for any kinds of signs for
third day?
monsters, any kind of enemies trying to approach you, and I need you to roll a perception check with advantage.
All right. Let me just double check what my perception is. Okay. That's 22. And then 23. I rolled a nat 20 on that second one, so.
Okay. So, you get up at the top, looking around. You see, approaching from behind, with a nat 20, you probably saw it a good 70 feet back behind you guys, another boat similar in design to the one that you are currently on, also gilded, not quite as extravagantly as the one that you are currently on, as Captain Jarrett's boat is, but definitely decorated with jewels and gold, is approaching slowly from behind, and you see people on it rushing around, seemingly getting ready to fight.
Right. Is there any way for me to communicate with the helm from up on the crow's nest, like flags or something?
Yelling. There's nothing really up there.
Yeah, Braylor will bellow at the top of his lungs like, there is an enemy ship coming from behind.
Okay.
And he'll give distance, however far away it was. But
Okay. With that, you see the captain look behind him. He looks back forward, and he's angry. He starts yelling out commands to his crew. They start running around, raising different sails, pulling on all sorts of ropes. I don't think any of you guys are sailors, so you wouldn't really know exactly what's going on.
Up there.
But they are definitely frantic. The boat kind of jerks, and you start moving at a slightly quicker pace going forward, but you can see, Braylor, as you look behind, this boat is ever diminishing the distance between themselves and you. And
sweet.
it is 10 o'clock. 9:58. But
Great.
we're gonna start
man.
there next time with a ship battle, which will be fun.
Good.
Next week, no, not next week, 2 weeks from now probably. We'll talk about it again, obviously, after. But thank you, everyone who is still watching and who has watched and who will watch from now until indefinitely for the future. Please remember to subscribe. Not subscribe. We don't do subscriptions. Sorry. Follow us here and anywhere else that you want to follow us. It really helps out. And make sure to tune in next time.
Feel free.
Yeah.
Yep.
We always cook too much dinner, so. But
Yeah.
remember to follow, like, share. Love you all. You're all wonderful. And please join us next week as the party takes on another ship.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bye.